of I've worked out how I can do this now. Working on some how to do this Asterius, and then we're gonna contemplate how to drain this godforsaken lake. Don't work. Unless, okay, let's just solve 2 birds with 1 stone there. We'll try and work out how the hell I'm going to do this. Okay, I know I can do this. There we go. Mind of a genius. Just needed some pomegranate juice, really. What was that? Constellation Kairos, referred to as Chaos in the common paraphrase. Constellation known as Chios is thought to represent the old god Zazil. Those stars have often been depicted as ill omens, thus the Tower Age. A movement within the Chantry sought to change the constellation to representation of a dove. It did not gain traction. According to folklore, the priest behind the effort fell from a bridge and died shortly after Divine Joyous II made the decision against her. I maintain that this never actually happened and is nothing more than astronomical superstition. Whoa! We've unlocked 2 more locations. Anyway, so we seem to be nearby a cave. Magnitude. And something that glows. Oh. What are these places? All that glitters and glows. An auto-woven saying. Oh, looks like we're going deeper.
Should we look around?
Oh.
A Grey Warden recruiter. That sounds interesting.
It's not easy finding people willing to shoulder such a terrible responsibility.
Here I thought you poked around prisons,
Hell is this?
hunting for murderers, desperate to escape the noose.
That's what you think of wardens.
Antivian beer.
It's not such a terrible thing. Some of my best friends are murderers.
They are men and women atoning for what they've done by giving of themselves. They fight for people like you.
The hell have I just emerged?
In silks and velvets who talk and judge.
Who's judging now?
I know your kind.
The heck is that over there? Look a bit like dragons. Well, living dragons. Very strong living dragons. The big one might get up. kill it, whatever it is. I feel like we could accidentally found a lot of this monster. Why is it healed? I didn't heal, thank God. Oh. This was a iron. These were... Oh, crap. Definitely dragons. Not good, man. That's not good at all. No question, that thing's a dragon. We need to save before we take it off. Thing's doing a lot of jumping. Uh-oh. Don't be attacking the small one. You better take one. Good thing I saved. Good thing we just saved. No, no one's gonna help Dorian. Thank God someone got revived before we all died. And he's dropping bombs like he's dropping smoke. God, there's something broken about this. I don't know what happened.
Take that, you filth!
Where'd the other one go? Gonna run off. Hey, where the hell did the other one disappear to? Let's see if I did kill them both. The achievement if you kill all of them, I think I only called 2 out of 3. I'm like 100% certain only 2 out of those 3 died. Unless one like died and I had no idea about it. Well, yeah, I guess I must have killed the thing that just went invisible. Still, it's interesting that we hunted down all those wiring. Now we've done that, accidental wiping out of a ancient race. Let's go find our way back to the campsite we're trying to set up. High level stuff. Sealed orders. There's supposedly an elven ruin near some Ferelden hamlet called Crestwood. It may be a dead end, but Calpurnia wants it investigated. Go examine the place for any sign of what we're looking for. Bet you've spent a few weeks deciphering some miserable elven statues and risked the Master's wrath. Why is suddenly some enemies appeared up here? I love using them. It's so fast, it's so deadly. Worthy claim. Nothing like wiping out a few randomers. You feel like you've earned your day. Let's get rid of Dorian before I go see the old Kirkwallian champion. I don't think Dorian's actually back. This looks like it's still part of Crestwood. High Crestwood, as I call it. No, leave it all alone. Why is there some knight? Just, No. Leave the thing alone. I think we're probably going to be asked to take it back soon. This is clearly two others. We can now kill this thing.
This might be a decent place for a spot of camping.
Who's turned against us? We didn't accidentally kill good people, did we? Hopeful that, because usually Druffalo's only carried around by good people, so I'm like 50-50 did a good people by accident, in which case I'm a bit of a dick now, or did I get bad? Or am I just going to live with the consequences now anyway? accidentally started a fight with a non-hostile beast. Oh, we got prisoners. Place is looking a bit better.
Emptied a whole bag of turnips into the fire.
How's this?
Honored, Inquisitor. Gotzi Sturholm. Did my part on the walls. Now I'm on this strange collection you've brought us. Don't know it's worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Where did you learn your skills?
Orzammar. Carved a few statues in my day. And before you ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a paragon who turned out to be a sodding madwoman. Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a dwarf, right?
Any ideas about the origins of these reliefs?
Tevinter, early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars, if I know anything. Oh, I suppose the scene is probably full of Tevinter robes, too.
The 100 Pillars?
Damnedest things. Massive spires that aren't stone. It's like a mortar. Don't know more than that. Strong, though.
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Tell you what. You finish one, and I'll write it up. Who better, right? A good dwarven perspective.
Another time.
Best of the vein, Inquisitor.
Where's he putting these tiles? They in here? Nope. I guess not. That's tiles if I will work them out. There's Varric, the Almighty. Just a couple of old Legion randomers. Oop, what's this? Construction reports. Stuff's going well, basically. Fast travel. The seat of the maker. Okay, I loved this bit from, I think it was Origins. You sat in the throne.
Impressive, is it not? Fit for a leader, meant to show influence and the burden of it. It is where the Inquisition will sit in judgment, where you will sit in judgment.
Who will I be judging exactly?
Those who have done wrong. All this presumes they have survived their initial encounter with you, of course.
Still more lives in my hands.
You are a beacon of law, Inquisitor, as others retreat from responsibility. But this needn't be bloody. The Inquisition's sovereignty is derived from the allies who validate it. You are both empowered and bound. Justice has many tools. If their application is clever, execution may even seem merciful by comparison.
Let's begin.
Is there anyone I should judge?
Take the throne when you're ready. We will bring him before you.
Alright, bring up the first victim. Just like Origins.
This was a surprise. After you return from the bogs, we discovered this man attacking the building with a goat.
Oh.
Chief Movran the Under. He feels slighted by the killing of his Avar tribesmen, who repeatedly attacked you first. What should we do with him? Where should he go?
You're a chieftain of the Avar. Will your attacks persist?
A courtroom? Unnecessary. You killed my idiot son, and I answered, as is my custom, by smacking your holdings with goat's blood.
Don't look at me.
I don't
No
fuck
foul.
photos.
You meant to murder Tevinters, but got feisty with your Inquisition. A red-headed mother guarantees a brat. Do as you've earned, Inquisitor. My clan yields. My remaining boys have brains still in their heads.
Oh, Twinter, no. Give it.
We've the beginning of a cultural exchange. I know just the envoy. Chief Movran the Under, I demand you educate one of our lords in your ways. His name is Abanash. He will struggle.
I'm renaming my youngest Herald. He's another redhead.
I'm sure he'll love it. Abercrombie's always been a man of his word. Don't know if that was a good idea.
Knight Captain Denham, Inquisitor. He awaits judgment for serving the Lord Seeker at Therenfall Redoubt. I knew some of the knights who died there. I asked to oversee his sentencing. Denham knew the dangers of Red Lyrium. He murdered the Knight Vigilant and corrupted his brothers and sisters.
I hope the Knight Captain is lucid enough to understand what he's done.
I only did as I was told.
We found everything. The corpse of the Knight Vigilant, even papers proving you knew Red Lyrium was poison.
There is a greater power walking this world. I wasn't fool enough to deny it. None of you would have. I demand justice.
Historically, the Seekers of Therenfall Redoubt had a specific punishment for officers who failed their charges. For betraying the knights under your command, you are barred from any city outside the Sea of Ash.
Lost in that wasteland. No. The other officers were to blame.
Judge them as they deserve to be judged. Yeah, the only other option was basically killing him. Or leave him to the Templars who would have killed him. So, guess I made the right choice. Given the circumstances. No, I got nothing else. So there's some sort of area near here.
It's you. Your worship. I'm serving now. In a different way.
What?
Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies. There is... I trust all is well.
Alright, fun times next time.
Hey.
Strangest thing, when I reached down, my dagger was gone.
I don't know what they each do, pumpkins. Oh, there's no war room, eh?
As leader of the Inquisition, you... There's something I must tell you.
You're being especially serious today.
I know. Lyrium grants Templars our abilities, but it controls us as well. Those cut off suffer. Some go mad, others die. We have secured a reliable source of lyrium for the Templars here. But I no longer take it.
You stopped?
When I joined the Inquisition. It's been months now.
You've never complained.
Why would I? I chose this. After what happened in Kirkwall, I couldn't. I will not be bound to the Order, or that life, any longer. Whatever the suffering, I accept it. But I would not put the Inquisition at risk. I've asked Cassandra to... watch me. If my ability to lead is compromised, I will be relieved from duty.
You shouldn't have done this in the first place.
I have to do this. What future can there be outside the Order if I don't try? I believe in this Inquisition. I would serve out of loyalty, not blind obedience.
I didn't mean... I'm sorry, Cullen. I would have that as well.
The Inquisition's army must always take priority. Should anything happen, I will defer to Cassandra's judgment. Inquisitor?
Is there anything I should know?
I'd gotten used to mages disliking me. Vivienne's views on Templars are surprisingly traditional. Another time, then.
Whoa.
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving now. If that means change, so be it.
What people selling these days? People ain't selling good stuff, I tell you what, that's what they're selling.
Lord Inquisitor, Bonisims at your service. I trust good secret was not too coarse. Now that you've come to some good fortune, you deserve an upgrade. As master of the tradesman, I stand ready to supply your every need.
Who or what are the trade?
A following of sympathetic and profit-minded individuals who... a guild of sorts. Although that implies counter-affiliations, we are not interested. Our purpose in the Inquisition is legitimate and honorable. You will have what you need at honest prices.
Segrit's...
About? Doing good work for you and yours? But it was time arrangements were made. I shall make every effort to prove that this is an upgrade.
What do you bring to the...
What you need, and more. It takes great... Well, there is no doubt the boutiques of Valroyo display the grandest of the grand. At least, not yet.
Why are you a mere merchant if you're the...
I wish to avoid the suggestion that I am a posturing commander atop a structure. It is better to remain active, hands-on. Do you not agree, Inquisitor?
We'll speak.
Certainly.
What do you sell? Oh my god. Oh my god. What's that? Shield? Oh, shit about that. Oh my god. Do I need to rule this? Succeed again. Wait, just 11,000? I can probably raise that.
I'm working with you, not one of them.
Oh, horses!
Inquisition?
Are your wife and daughter doing?
Elena's minding the farms. I miss them. But someone has to save the world. Surprisingly well. Not many could feed these people, let alone their mounts. Makes me... Make her be with you.
Where's coal popped off to you? Coal in the bar. Oh, there's black ball.
This is just... It's something to keep their hands busy. I'm grateful you tracked me down when you did. As exciting as wandering the woodlands was, it's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
I'm pleased that you feel that way.
Makes me sound like a Chantry sister, doesn't it? Some giddy new initiative, but so be it. I suppose you've earned my loyalty. You are who you choose to... Someone told me that once. Took me years to understand what he meant.
There's wisdom in that.
It was a chevalier who said those words to me. A powerful man, but never without honor. We met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with that advice, but put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I ever thanked him.
What is this, Grant?
You've never heard of it? It's a spectacle. Song. But the greatest part is the contest of arms. Prove yourself in the grand tourney, and you can make your fortune.
How did he help?
There were 100 men on the field, each one fought. The knight and I had forged an alliance. It was just the two of us. The goal, down as many opponents as possible. He always let me deliver the final blow.
That was generous of him.
He said I stood to gain everything, while he'd lose nothing. When it was over, he offered to mentor me, to teach me to become a chevalier like him. And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the grand tourney. I didn't need him. I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been different.
Don't waste your time on regret.
Regret has its uses. It comes from reflection, and stops you from making the same mistake to walk with. Something on your mind?
Maybe I should have asked him about it.
I'll be right here if you need me.
Always muck up the last bit of the conversation, really. Goes somewhere over here, vanishing, is he?
Something like that.
Cole found his place in the house, himself home.
You all right, sir?
A breath-caught smile from the enchanter as the candle lights. The walls are safe. She will never be hungry again.
I've heard about some oddities here in the keep. Was that you?
Yes. Maybe. What was it?
Burnt termites, hoarding daggers, plums in the window. Oh.
Someone found a barrel full of misplaced daggers. Was that you?
They were safer there.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
The servants are having trouble remembering some odd events. Can I assume you're responsible for the turnips that have shown up in the fireplaces?
They don't smell the same raw.
Let's talk about some...
All right.
I hear you've been busy. Someone is leaving peeled plums on the windowsill. It's attracting flies.
Spiders need to eat.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know?
You keep doing funny things. You're not actually getting them. They are hilarious.
Hey, boss. Nice talking with you, boss.
Whoa. What are you doing, bro?
Inquisitor. That's got a good ring to it. We're happy to be here, your worship. You need anything, let me know.
No, they don't.
Everyone's allowed except for Varric.
I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you.
Inquisitor.
And you are?
The bartender. Cabin?
Just
Well,
the
we've got
bartender?
You were expecting...
I was expecting the same face from Haven.
It's not a hereditary profession. I think Fleesa, what was it? She joined the Chantry? I don't understand the type, but that's her business. So...
Where did you study? I assume you're...
Bartending? I'm no alchemist. You mix the... I suppose I trained at home. During feast day My specialty is ale. Old Antivan recipe. The secret is ale.
You're a bit of a hard-ass. Why are you here?
If I could fight, I'd be in a helmet. If I was a mage, I'd throw fire. And probably be dead. Just like the hundreds of people who can't do anything. Who make sure the thousands who can do something. Besides, if you know a safer place than your castle, do share.
What's the current...
Obsequious.
Oh my god.
What's the word out there?
7 people want your minstrel dead. They'd settle for smashing her loot, but they're afraid she'd sing about it.
Well, the minstrel was alright.
Inquisitor.
Varric and Bianca.
What did I tell you? Thank you.
Is there anything you need?
Lots of standards. That'll guide the dragon right in.
Law has asserted itself.
We'll see. Not much better than the road, you are saying.
If no one else will do it, someone has to.
What can I do for you?
Absolutely nothing.
Goodbye.
Oh, wrong door. See what everyone's around and about.
It occurs to me that you're a mage.
Yes.
That just occurred to you.
I
Bit long going.
You must have been part of the Circle of Magi in the south. Meaning, you were locked away like a criminal, at least until you rebelled. It's such a bizarre notion to me.
There are worse things than being kept in the circles.
Death, starvation, being hunted by rabid mobs? Yes, I can imagine. Some would say Tevinter is hardly better, depending on which mage you ask. Still, it's so utterly foreign. It's more surprising that everyone would take the idea of a mage inquisitor so... calmly. Maybe it's not calm. Maybe the Antivan crows are swimming in gold from all the contracts on your life. Good luck with that, by the way. Grand fun being the one in charge.
I'd like to ask you about Tevin.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the... Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over mineral... Alright, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have... I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
Corypheus is a figure out of Tevinter history. He was a magister.
Yes, but that was a different time. The Imperium's power was at its peak then. The Civil War had ended. The Magisterium was united, its armies scooping up bits of Thedas like candy. The Magisters who entered the Black City. It was a demonstration of how exceptional Tevinter had become.
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no record of a Magister named Corypheus. All this happened 1400 years ago, before the Blight nearly wiped us out. There are no records. Today, people half believe it's all just a story. That's what I believed.
We have evidence the story is very much real.
But not who Corypheus is. If he remembers. There used to be families who claimed some of those Magisters as their own. That stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then it was shameful, and the families distanced themselves from the tale.
All we know is that some men and women entered the Black City looking for the old gods. What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
It seems strange that an entire
Strange? Why are you less qualified to rule than some tart with a fancy crop? Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
What is the magic?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All mages now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage. There's a Magister, depending on who you ask.
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later. Lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soferati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
So Tevinter is England.
If it's a fiction, that means mages do rule then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically. The potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
Probably.
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing.
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course.
There's an Imperium.
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face. Like you're urinating. But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Is the Imperial...
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
There are circles of...
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academy. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do.
They don't use lyric...
Ha! As if there'd be any left for them. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor. Mostly they enforce their Magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Interesting.
Do you really call him the Black Divine?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true Divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
Wants his rule over?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah blah blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
So the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Do you consider yourself...
It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. It is a relic
A deist.
here in the south. Something from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I share your opinion, actually.
That's not surprising, considering what the Inquisition represents. I'll say this. I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
In me?
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
I don't know.
I'm not sure about that myself.
Doubt is good. I like doubt. It will keep you sane. Me? I've seen too much to believe I know everything. The world is bigger than I. Even bigger than you. The Maker doesn't need me to believe. But I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
Let me ask you something.
So many questions.
So many answers.
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful...
I think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatorium. They won't. At least, not officially. They'll disavow secretly. Many Magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime...
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a lot. We've been fighting the Qunari for what? 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we... They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too..." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Probably.
Just how often is...
Oh,
Not at all.
That's what any Magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion too. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
What do you call it?
What's considered actual
blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need... That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
You'd think the Templar...
I imagine they did. Well, once their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. And most of them probably innocent.
There must be some...
Of course. I do. Occasionally, there'll be a Magister who makes noise. And then the reform talk begins. Meanwhile, that Magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's this...
Ah. That is...
And?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until back home, it's... how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
That's it. You don't question it.
In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
At least they're free. They don't have slavery forced on them.
You think people choose to be poor and depressed? I doubt it. I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
It's here.
It's alright, I'll do it. Don't worry, I'll do it. I'm only playing.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
It occurs to me that I bet...
Beyond my being a maid.
Beyond that?
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed. Which is obvious to anyone.
Don't push your luck.
I'm well aware of your finer qualities, but...
Of course I believe you. The moment I saw you, I thought... No. I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breed. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choice.
Why would your family...
Because I rejected their idyllic... If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a... We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see.
What do you mean by
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
I'm getting the impression that you...
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great... Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge... We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own... Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
It just seems... So much of what you say about the Imperium...
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care. Deeply. About everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters, I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some magisters would disagree, but that's why we kill them.
I think I've heard it.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself. Here I...
That's alright. Who's this one?
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor. Here it is.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Adequate. Based on the partial improvements to Skyhold.
As you were.
Yes.
One day I'm going to read all these books.
Okay. Let's see what Liliana's about.
At your service, my lord.
Anything I should know?
I've agents stationed by the ruins of Haven. So far, nothing. And the breach has been quiet for some time. There is something, at least. I'll be here. Did you need something?
I was just trying to jump downstairs.
Later, then.
Take a shortcut. Oh, what's this? I can't take it. Damn, what's this? So the righteous emerges. Never go up here. Okay. Another books, and so we have.
You've made such intriguing design choices for the castle, my dear. They must be inspired.
I strive to match your elegant sense of style.
When things have settled down a bit, I will take you to Val Royeau and introduce you to my seamstress. And appearances are important. We can't have you mistaken for a commoner.
Should be one of them.
I suppose it's important to show that we're an authority to be respected.
Not just respected, my dear. Awed, feared, aspired to. You command an army of the faithful, outfitted by the coin of the nobility. You must be a man who the common folk aspire to be, and to whom the nobility bow.
Your style is enough.
That's quite a lot for one person to pull off, don't you think?
It is a challenge all great leaders must face, Inquisitor. As the stories of the Inquisition spread, more and more people will wonder if you are the man they say you are. They will question what they've heard, but they will believe what they see. They must see someone greater than legends.
If that's your standard for me, what does the Divine have to live up to?
Andraste and the Maker cast very large shadows. The Divine absolutely must set the example for all Thedas. She must seem to be the embodied to fill that vacant throne. How may I help you?
Do you think that you and I might?
Of course not, my dear. There's no advance.
Thought so.
And what else did Lady Forsythia say? That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition. Anything else? She said she'd have us flogged alive if we allied with her brother. That does sound like her. Cheer up, Josie. We at least have her attention. You always do find the brighter side of things. We are in the midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Nevada, your worship. It's become a somewhat delicate task.
Or a dangerous one.
Can I do anything to help negotiations?
Thank you, but I believe I have matters in hand. I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with a brother she's feuding with. Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
Dealing with so many demanding, strong-willed people can't be easy.
It's no less intense than my days at court, Inquisitor, I assure you. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
I have time, if you'd like to review things with me.
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered.
Well, I admit there are a few potential alliances it would be good to discuss.
Oh.
Right on the parlor floor, in front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And then there's Cole's lurking. It frightens our guests half to death. Lord Jennar still won't respond to our letters. And Sarah, can she not find a single overshirt without mustard stains on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
I didn't think about it.
It went by so quickly I didn't even notice.
You're far too polite. I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite the gossip.
I think you're delightful.
Spending time with such an engaging woman is never unpleasant, Lady Montilier.
Goodness. I'm glad I haven't wasted your day. Well, I've taken up quite enough of your time already. Until next time, Your Worship.
It's time to get back into swing of my womanizing days. Romanizing. Why is it a query mark?
They've certainly spared no expense.
Ah, upgrades, right. Ooh. I want formal. I want old Calenad sunset. Got golden something. What is this place anyway? Oh, this is my room. Yeah. It's bigger than Kirkwall. Bigger than Kirkwall. Whoa, man. It's a long way to get here. Must have been my quarters then.
It's good to see you.
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be
Any visiting
You may see the Countess Lutetia in the halls. A lovely woman. She's the patron of Orlay's greatest naturalists. The Countess...
That doesn't sound unusual.
She goes into great detail about preserving them. It seems to involve large amounts...
The hinterland's notable source of elf fruit and onyx. Inquisition forces at camp could search for these resources and arrange shipment to Skyhold.
You read the report?
It was unusual. Is he always so blunt?
Yes.
Got loads of that stuff.
Let's see what we have. Are you all right, Leliana? Are you? I suppose not. Haven was trying.
Bandits had taken residence inside the mine after the Templars left, but they were easily enough driven out. A good deal of raw already mined, and are making reference to work. Got some obsidian from that. Nice. We could use Ebrium, is correct.
Let us begin.
Ah, yep. Yeah.
To work? Let's go. Barrett wants to help. Sandra wants to help. So last I've really wants to help. I don't know Black Wall. Red Limbs. Let's go deal with it.
Inquisitor.
Scout Harding.
We're on the outskirts of Sarnia. This is what's left of the town. The lucky ones got out before the river froze over. The rest, penned in by Fade Rifts and Red Templars. We're the first friendly face they've seen in a long, long while.
Are you all right? You look a little cold.
Me? Well, it is a touch chilly. My toes are freezing. I'm sorry. You didn't need to note that.
How did an entire river freeze so quickly?
It got really cold, really quickly. Sarnia relies on its river for everything. Trade, food.
Do you know why the...
Can't tell you much. It probably has... A lot of the workers went missing after the Red Templars moved in.
Here I come to save the...
That's why we love you. The Red Templars have been mounting frequent attacks. Let's get out there and take it.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
Inquisitor, I've something for you.
What is it?
Could prove...
Oh, is that Friday? That is Friday. The hell happened there?
What
Shiny.
happened here?
Well, looks like they got wrecked. Badly.
Come, lad. I have dried beans and radishes. It's not much, but with last week's soup, it makes a meal.
So lad, you're getting your sights straight in your first day's topside. So here's some advice. You're not just trading with kin, you're selling to all kinds of folk now. With different customs and tongues, so I've learned here. The most important part of any language is the cussing. It gets you trust, it gets you coin. Most elves you see in the city are servants, and a human looking for a fight might call one knife ear. If the elves return with Shem or Quick, blood's about to spill. Those Dalish elves use flat ear to insult the ones who live with humans. Like our enlightened kin below calling us stone blind up here. In the humans who pray to some woman they burned alive, and her god they call the Maker, say something when they knock their shins. It's a curse to say Andraste. Well, any body part, really. Maker's breath might get you in with a swaggering fool, but the lady priest won't be pleased. Chantry folk also don't like mages. If you hear a mage called a spellbind, hide anything flammable. Then are all those beautiful words that just mean sod it. When that loose cobblestone flips and the ankle cracks and an elf will cry, Fendis! While a human might, damn it, a Quinari will mumble Vashadan. I've even heard a couple to Vinter Yer Kafar. If any of these can aim to you, hopefully all that gets killed is a sail. Hey. Learn something there. Rushlight. What's this?
Ah, the Inquisition.
That was kind.
That was generous of you.
I do what I can. I am partly to blame for all this. The Red Templars are here because, fool that I am, I sold them my family's quarry. They've taken every worker. We haven't seen them in weeks. And it's not enough. They keep coming, taking more people. And there's nothing I can do to stop them.
How could you have sold land to the...
I didn't know. I swear by Andraste's such pretty speeches. They said they would reopen the quarry, bring employ... We'd been struggling since the war It was good for a time. People went to work, they were paid. After that, the Red Templars stopped pretending.
What do you mean?
People just disappear. I don't know why. I just prayed they'd leave me and my family alone.
As some say, the Duchess of Ern's household cancelled their order. The Duchess has decided instead to donate the gold set aside for her new fountain to the Empress's war effort. And Anselm won't send a boat to take the merchandise I pray of him. He said that if he can't sell it, it just takes up space in his warehouse. Maybe another trader will take it off my hands. It's some of the finest quality we've pulled in recent years. No new orders. Can't get rid of the blocks meant for the Duchess. No one wants what we offer, not where the wage wars. Now while the war wages, I've had to close the quarry. I can't pay the workers. Soon they'll leave for the cities. Sahira will die. Well, we're gonna take those quarries off everyone's hands. Stuff this. What's that? Bloodstone. Ooh. Appears to be red lyrium right in front of us. that is a lot of gold.
Michel de Chauvin at your service, your worship. I saw the Inquisition's banners from afar. Never expected to see the Herald of Andraste himself.
Sir Michel de Chauvin? Empress Celine's champion?
No. Michel de Chauvin. I know your story. You were disgraced and banished from court for treachery.
There's much more than that, but it ends the same way. What does it matter? Despite all, I have a strong arm, a stout heart, and I still serve Ole.
Are you here to guard the people?
As much as I can, although I hunt a demon. This one calls itself Imshale, and has settled Imshale is free because I made a mistake. Now that the Inquisition is here, perhaps all I need is one chance.
You could serve the Inquisition. We have use for strong arms and stout hearts.
No, not until Imshale is defeated.
I need to know more.
A desire demon, more cunning than anything I've encountered. Imshale has roamed the land for some time. Why he is here in Emprise de Lyon, perhaps he has gained the cooperation of the Red Templars, or vice versa.
What's in Sulet?
Red Templars, so far as I can tell. The locals always avoided it, believing it though.
You know where the
I am but one man. While I would happily give my life for this, I would not give it in vain.
Fair enough.
Mako turn his gaze on
We're here to get loads.
Why have you allowed this to happen?
Someone complaining again. Ooh. I have hankerings for that Dalish cheese you stopped last year. That's all right. Oh, there's rock basically going around. Oh, there's lyrium deposits. That appears to be some lyrium. I don't honestly see how that's managed to destroy the red lyrium, because it's still all over the place. We just like broke one block and they're like, oh, all the red lyrium has now been destroyed. Well done, guys. Oh, hello. Anyway. Maybe we can get that elf on our side. Tools missing.
Make it take you!
Ah, crying out loud. Oop. Day 1. Tracked her to the edge of Highgrove, and I know she's here somewhere. I can sense it. Gave me the slip. She's cunning. Hunter and hunted. Round and round in circles. It's a game, a dance, a ritual. It wouldn't be this. Same without her. Tracks head to the ruins. She might be resting. I need the element of surprise. Leave everything unnecessary behind. Go in light and quick. She's not going to get away. Not this time. Looks like an opposition is nearby.
There! A rogue mage!
Bit more than one rogue mage, well. Oh, you're good, bro. I'm no match for this stuff, not yet.
Nothing to report, sir.
rogue Templar.
Ah, right.
Sad that it came to this, but at least it is done.
Box.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
This could... Of news, sir.
What is it?
You may...
How are we looking? We're getting closer to the door opening.
This might interest you, sir.
Yeah, probably.
What is it?
Gracias.
Inquisitor, I've something for you.
What is it?
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
See for yourself. Inquisitor.
Leave them alone, yeah?
Hawk and the Warden should be inside.
Oh, that was a very powerful. Whatever.
Glad you made it. I just got here myself. My contact with the Wardens should be at the back of the cave.
He's not the only Warden around here. It's a good thing his friends didn't find him in Crestwood.
Yes, I saw them earlier. They've been told he's a traitor and ordered to capture or kill him. How much blood is shed by good men following bad orders?
Banner of the Blind Man. This banner marks the cave of an outpost of the Blind Man. It's possible that the Grey Ones asked them politely to leave so that he could use their hideout, although the stones of the wall suggest otherwise. What happened this round? She's changed.
It's just us. I brought the Inquisitor.
My name is Stroud, and I'm at your service, Inquisitor.
I'll take all the help I can get. I know the Wardens have troubles of their own. I wonder, though, might those troubles have anything to do with Corypheus?
I fear it is so. When my friend Hawk slew Corypheus, Weishaupt was happy to put the matter to rest. But an archdemon can survive wounds that seem fatal, and I feared Corypheus might possess the same power. My investigation uncovered clues, but no proof. Then, not long after, every warden in Orlais began to hear the calling.
Maker, why didn't you tell me?
It was a Grey Warden matter. I was bound by an oath of secrecy.
Is the calling some sort of Grey Warden ritual?
The calling tells a warden that the Blight will soon claim him. It starts with dreams. Then come whispers in his head. The warden says his farewells and goes to the deep roads to meet his death in combat.
Oh.
And every Grey Warden in Orlais is hearing that right now. They think they're dying.
Yes. Likely because of Corypheus. If the Wardens fall, who will stand against the next Blight? It is our greatest fear.
So Corypheus isn't controlling them. He's bluffing them with this calling. And they're falling for it.
Get them to go into the deep roads.
Is the calling they're hearing real? Or is Corypheus mimicking it somehow?
I know not. Even as a senior warden, I had heard only the vaguest whispers of Corypheus. The Wardens believe that this calling is real, and they will act accordingly. That is all we know for certain.
How can Corypheus make all these Wardens hear the calling?
I cannot say. We know little about him, save that he is dangerous. He is a Magister, as well as a Darkspawn, and speaks with the voice of the Blight. That lets him affect the minds of Wardens, since we are tied. It must be how he created this false calling.
You said all the Wardens are hearing the calling. And also you, Blackwall.
Sadly, yes. It lurks like a wolf in the shadows around a campfire. The creature that makes this music has never known the love of the Maker, but at times, I almost understand it. We must uncover what Corypheus has done and end it. This cannot stand.
I do not fear the calling. And worrying about it only gives it power. Anything Corypheus does will only strengthen my resolve.
So the Wardens think they're dying and have stopped thinking clearly. That won't go well.
The next Blight will consume the world. Warden Commander Clarel spoke of a blood magic ritual to prevent future Blights before we all perished. When I protested the plan as madness, my own comrades turned on me. Grey Wardens are gathering here, in the western approach. It is an ancient Tevinter ritual tower. Meet me there, and we will find answers.
Let's go.
We should get to the ritual tower in the western approach as soon as possible, Your Worship.
Clarel's the...
She was a good warden. Once. Among those King Kalen reached out to before the... She always resented missing the... When the calling came, Clarel stopped listening to the rest of us. Only magic could solve this problem, she said.
Do you think Corypheus is...
It's hard to say. I have heard the whispers of the calling myself, but it's on... Either way, the guilt is hers. She's Warden Commander. She should bow to no one's word but Weishaupt's. It's been a long... It becomes your life. Searching out Darkspawn, killing them, ensuring no one ever knows how close.
Corypheus was a...
I knew little, and that much only because of my relative seniority. When I suggested Corypheus might have something to do with the calling, the Warden... I trained some of those wardens myself. If I knew any more of Corypheus...
We'll talk...
Regarding the calling, so many refuse to speak of it, but how can we know it? How can we identify it if we do not share it? Calling is not a source of shame. The song that whispers in the back of my mind is no evil upon my soul, but the mark of a life well lived in service of a greater good. If all things come from the mark, then is this too not part of his plan? Maker, sorry. Could it not be a gift? A final haunting melody to send us into the afterlife with hearts open? Could this not be his song? It scratches at my thoughts, the music almost a voice, at once unearthly and beautiful. I found myself humming it aloud a few days past. When once it intruded, it now feels a natural part of my mind, of course. Coils around my memories I hold dear. Training with Sir Keller, riding in the moonlight, my mother's face the last time I saw her. It inserts itself into them, so that I could almost swear that music, that sense of presence, watching and calling, had always been a part of what I remember. This is what the senior wardens warned us of, I imagine. I should not find it beautiful. I must remember the corruption and recognize that my mind is slowly losing the wit to differentiate between this world and that which would consume and destroy it. I must. I can. I will tell the wardens tomorrow. I have seen their looks. They already know. I suspect. I will heed the calling, and go to the deep roads to die with the dwarves, fighting as the Grey Warden should. If I am to die after all I have given, can I not at least allow myself the pleasure of the song's beauty?
I heard what he said. Hopefully we'll find some answers in the western approach. Though I...
Echoes like the end of time. No. Once can ride shadows in the end of are in the end of time. They know it's all as well. Plants versus corpses. In all the strange struggles that have raged to a throne, one of the most peculiar is the battle of Orpa's Cap, a powerful demon bent on gaining power in the mortal world, raised an army of corpses to assault the home of Helenus, a reclusive apostate who is said to possess both fabulous wealth and great knowledge. While the demons saw the perfect host in this bejeweled bookworm, Helenus was not without defense of her own. As the corpses shuffled towards her house, Helenus called to the demon, declaring that though she was just a civil apostate, the demon would see her power as an entire infantry. Then, calling upon her magic, she summoned spirits into the plants in her vegetable patch, creating countless tiny Sylvians. The resulting garden warfare saw corpses armoured with buckets and doors as the makeshift helmets and shields, battling possessed fruits and vegetables who spat seeds, constructed makeshift fortifications, and even chomped entire corpses whole. In the end, the area around Helena's home became both garden and graveyard, with the corpses destroyed as she defended herself and the world from the demon. Had she been defeated, her great brain turned to the demon's purposes. Might well have been seen such a terrible corpse-themed rampage. The Great Pyramids of Parvalon to the pirate-infested waters of Limor, or even into unknown western lands. Is this my lunch? I thought we were dining on bacon today. I was informed there would be bacon. No, I shall not take the pot off my head. Why? Because I am mad. Okay. Someone appears to keep making bombs. Whoa. Shadow.
What is it with Ferelden and the undead? Didn't Redcliffe have the same problem?
Yes, it did. Alright. Wholly different purpose though. Demons as well. I can see Arsenal actually.
Sure, it's a bad time to come knocking. Between the corpses and the wyvern, nothing here is safe. What I wouldn't give to get my hands on that animal.
I'll check on you.
If you're Judith, there's a man in the village concerned about you.
That must be Gould. Fretful as ever. I'm glad he stayed in Crestwood. He's fast as you please with a loom, but terrible with a sword.
Do you farm out here?
The name's Judith. I farm and I mend things for the village and people passing through. I did a fair trade with traveling merchants before the undead started attacking. And those bandits. Not to mention that dragon.
Seriously, why does anyone live out here?
Thank you.
You know, the fishing's grand.
There's a wyvern causing trouble.
It used to hunt in the mountains. Didn't bother anyone but the bandits. Lately, the beast got it in his head to come down here. It almost crippled Gould's little boy. Best someone kill it. I hope I get my hands on the liver. It makes a poison that kills rats like nothing.
What do you know about the dragon?
She moved in a month ago. The guards tried to run her off, but she snapped one's head off and she flew away. Poor Hamold. At least it was quick. Since then, she's eaten 3 horses, 5 goats, and 2 cats.
I killed the wyvern up in the cave. The body's yours if you want it.
That I do. Here for your troubles. I hope you can make good use of it.
There wasn't one wyvern up there though, there was like 3. That one on killed the wyvern. Oh, shut to the wyvern. Crap his own name. Oh, whatever, let's just use this HP. I should still remember how. Oh, God. So I've got to end up in one location. Start. This is weird, I have to go ding 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 ding. I'm assuming this is all connected then. Otherwise I'm not sure how possible any of this is. Okay, I know how to do it now. Hoping this is all right. There we go. Referred to as silence in the common preference, silence here is historically attributed to Dumont, the old god of silence and the leader of the ancient Avinta pantheon. The depiction of the constellation, however, is often debated. Some depict a dragon in flight, while others, almost the modern depictions, show a man carrying a horn and a wand. Some scholars believe these representation scales, which would point to the constellations being supplemented of the other mythal. Nothing indicates this to be more than speculation. I'm going to do that one next. Anyway, alright, let's go into the rift. Hell, I'm dealing with wolves, screw that. Whee. There's so much going on down here. It was a good idea to run over to where the stones are. There's always someone alive. You can see over there. Oh, here there's marked inside territory. Oh. Dancing. Don't be so stingy. Give up the last of your rams if you have to. I'll be gone hunting for a week, so remember, bring the dragon 100 pounds each morning. That seems to keep the monster full enough. You gotta wonder what there is to eat inside our homes. Why did you bring it gold? Warren statues found throughout Ferelden were inspired by a legend that Andraste tamed one of the venomous beasts with her son. Note I say legend and not the chant, for this is wild superstition. I sternly remind the faithful that any story about the bride of Micah Outside the Shard of Light is Blink Heresy. Something more. There's the Phage Ring over there. There's probably a dragon down there. Why can I hear dragon sounds? Probably nothing. What is this? Awful lot like Worry. We need a quiet, don't we? We've got ourselves a few months' work repairing the dam. The mayor wants us to meet him at the lawmakers' assembly, blah 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 blah, judge the criminal, blah blah blah, blah, something else. Whatever. Those lightning bolts seem to suggest. Whoa. We're walking through the castle. No time to fall to our death. Battle.
That building on the dam must be where we can open the floodgates.
Remind me of someone. Pious bastard. Wore blinding white armor. Told me my shots veered left.
I can see how that describes me perfectly.
It was just all that niceness. He was just so nice.
Nice. Right. I take it you didn't like this person.
Sebastian would have taken that as a compliment.
It's a flash to the past. Is there any way we're going to get there by going this way? We'll take a different direction. I went up the wrong goddamn wall. What are the worst classic Pokemon? This one's not enough because it's a special weapon. There's an old man. Hello. What's that down there? Where's the fuck? Oh, it's low. No. Yeah. Not interested. All those would be mineral rocks. Last of the Astral. Right, let's get this one out. What's the constellation? I have an idea now of how to do it. So this one. was that? Called Shadow in the common parlance, likely due to the ancient association of the constellation Tenebrim with Lascan, the old god of darkness and the night. It is odd, however, that the depiction for this constellation has always been an owl and not a dragon. Even in the Tevinter text, this leaves credence to the widely held belief that the Tenebrium was a name meant to supplement an older elven association, perhaps with the elven god Faladun, sometime represented in tales as a giant owl. There is, of course, another explanation. Owls are nocturnal hunters, and among early peoples were considered terrifying omens of loss. So, our laser beam has established the last location. Oh, that's good. Again, dude. Very down today. Explain this broken house. The stink of carrion fills the air around. What's going on here? Ooh. It's not looking great for some people. Where it's looking great for us. Alright. How are we going to get to where we need to go? Back over here, I guess. I think I'm gonna save and deal with that in a moment, because downstairs I'm being asked to play pool and I'm gonna play a little bit of pool.